I think that humans have this amazing capacity for hope. And we have this beautiful capacity for compassion. And we have this, and often when we decide to do something good, they marry. And for example, my family is from India. My grandfather was 15 years old when he shared a jail cell with Gandhi. He was just a child. And the British Empire that was feeding itself on India's blood, and the blood of many African countries, the blood of many countries in the Middle East, in the Far East, the British Empire was created by a capitalist system. It was actually the East India Company, which was a corporation that first came to India and began to sink its hooks of control and domination. It was a system of racism that fed into that system of capitalism. It was that system of oppression that basically led to a country in a freezing island off the coast of Europe deciding that they had a right to control this massive country of millions of people on the other side of the world. And when we look at climate change, when we look at the fossil fuel industry, when we look at fossil fuel extraction, the fact that Shell, for example, is a European country and wants to go up to the Arctic, the fact that it was Shell that went to Nigeria and absolutely ravaged the Niger Delta, the fact that it was a white European country, Shell, that went to Peru and did what they did to the people there. This is something that we around the globe, that these different people in these different countries can relate to each other on. When I see what's happening in the Arctic, I see my grandfather. I see my people. I see the people in Nigeria. I see the indigenous people here. And that connection is something that we all have to see. It's something that we all have to recognize. And we're not going to recognize it until we talk about it, until we make those connections, until we say, oh, you know, there was a massive drought in Ethiopia where Sarah's family came from. And it was because of that drought that so many people in Ethiopia had to leave their country. And that drought wasn't by accident. It didn't just happen. These things are connected to our fossil fuel usage that is happening, the majority of which has happened in history in Western white colonial countries. And so when I look at how we connect with each other and how we look at it beyond the science, I look at the people. I look at the cultures, I look at the history, and I look at these conversations that we can have as families, as friends, and look at each other's cultures and see how in history we have resisted. We resisted the British Empire, and we kicked them out. We can do it again.